What's going on, everybody? Steven Mandak, aka Mr. Clutch, on the Moving Forward podcast. And today we got a guest, my good friend Nas with Flex Dolly. He flew all the way over from San Diego to learn a thing or two from me about business. Introduce yourself, Nas, and tell him a little about you and your company.
Too easy. What is going on? You guys might have seen me with Steve last year when he flew to Austin to just tap in on the business a little bit. I am back here exactly a year later. There's like so much value that I'm learning from him. Yes, I did fly from San Diego. I've been wanting to do this for the longest time, but finally had a chance to do that. We're here for a couple of days. We touched on a lot of good value that we're going to be sharing, and now into it.
So let's get into it. Nas, I know that you got a couple of questions for me, but it's kind of interesting now that we're here and we broke everything down because it kind of made me look at perspective. I was actually in my office, literally while you're on the phone, and I was just thinking about man, there was a lot of mistakes that I made, and now looking back at it, I'm like, there's a lot of things that I could have done differently. What are some of the biggest takeaways that you have regarding, the business and everything that you learned within the past 2 days?
So I would even start with the last couple months since we've been working together on a deeper level on the business. It's certainly an eye-opening. There's a lot of things that I didn't even know that they exist in the industry, and if we never had that conversation, then we wouldn't really know. And if we can just dive in straight to it, sales strategy, that stuff was broken. I remember last year when he flew to Austin, he said, "Okay, cool. Walk me into your sales strategy." And I'm like, "What's that?"
Right.
Generally had no idea what that was. And then a year later now, we have a whole sales strategy, a whole script. Everything is great, right? So sales, we're going to be tapping on sales. We're going to be tapping on marketing, and then business development, because I think that's pretty good. The last couple months we've been really digging deep into sales, and I feel like we perfected that following what you guys are doing here, which had shown a good amount. It grew by about, I would say 30% from last month to this month since we started doing implementing that business, sales strategy, and especially the script. It's been great. Now we're gonna just touch a little bit on the marketing, right? Okay. If you wanna talk on that a bit, it would be great.
Yeah. So first and foremost, your sales. Looking back at it, it's only been such a short amount of time with your sales. You've already hired your salesperson. You've already been doing some of the business development. You've already been doing a lot of the stuff. Yeah. And you've actually grown a lot more within the last couple of months than you've grown from, I think, in a year. In full transparency, from Austin to now. Before we get into the marketing, I'll love and break that down. But what changed or what clicked in your head that was screw this, I'm gonna go ahead and move forward, and I just want to focus on this business? Because I met you at the Titan retreat before. We were chatting, talking about that, and I met you there. And then I remember it was funny because I don't know if I ever told you this, but I think you went to the Titan retreat, and then right after you went on vacation, if I'm not mistaken. Am I right or am I right?
No, you're
yeah.
You're 1,000% right.
So I was laughing, and I was like, oh man, this guy, he went to the Titan retreat and then he went on vacation right after. And I was like, man, if anything, I want to work as soon as I get out of those retreats, and I want to implement, I want to work on that stuff. What has changed or what clicked in your head that made you want to take it to that next level after, after all this stuff? What happened?
Yeah. So, a lot of things had happened. So we met in person, at the retreat, right? Before that, dude, just how genuine you are is what really made me even go to that retreat, to be completely honest with you. When I tapped in with you, I was like, hey, do you mind, can I ask a couple of questions? And I was waiting for you to be like, yeah, it's going to be this much money. And sure, here's the link, let's jump on a call. And I just found that it was you're so genuine. We hopped on that, and then you're like, there's a moving retreat, you should go to it, you're going to meet a lot of cool people. And we met in person. I was like, wow, I had no idea that this stuff exists. Yes, I was making money, but it's not at that level that we wanted, right? So we went to the retreat, we tapped on it, everything goes great. I was really motivated. I went back and I flew to Wisconsin for 5 days. And then I came back from Wisconsin, and then 2 weeks later, I'm in Australia.
Yep, I went
to Australia, came back, next month, I go back again to Australia.
I remember that, yeah.
So, and then I came back again, and then I think the next month, I was in Iceland.
Yep, I remember.
And then I came back again, and the next month I was in France, and then I was in Morocco, and then I came back, and I was like, this is not good.
Right.
Like, this is totally not good. This is really not good. So before Iceland, you came to Austin, and then again, the little motivation came in, but the discipline was not there.
Right.
And then I was like, okay, I think I really gotta lock in. And then about 10 months passed, and I was looking at all the numbers that I had, and I was like, what numbers am I even gonna look at? Steven said, take data. I'm not even in the data. I don't even have a CRM. That's when, again, we touched base on January. I got the CRM.
Mm-hmm.
So finally, you were like, hey, you got to start taking some data. You got to start taking some numbers because you're shooting in the dark. You don't know where you're going. If you want to hit goals, you got to know where you're going. So we start taking data. We finally got the CRM, and then we start seeing, the numbers coming in, what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong. And then after looking at that, and I was like, well, I guess we gotta fully lock in now. Like, we're in, we're doing this. I am not gonna let this guy down, because I kind of like disappointed like multiple times. Like when we touched base, and like this guy flew from California to Austin to talk about business, lock in, and then I'm like, oh, I'm back again on my traveling journey. What if we just like lock in? So we did that 2 months ago. We like fully locked in. We looked at everything, all the numbers, what's gonna happen, and then that's why we're here now, breaking the business down, creating a roadmap.
But what happened in your personal life that just said, I want to lock in? Like, seriously, like what? There had to be a deciding factor, because who wouldn't want to travel all across the world? Who wouldn't want to, live life? You live a great life, you live in life, you're still making money.
Yeah.
Like, what clicked in your head, and did something just say, hey, like, I want more for myself?
I was distracted.
Distracted, okay.
That's full distraction. Like, traveling, all that stuff is great.
Okay.
But it's distracting me from what's really going to happen down the line, which is growing this company. Because that's definitely a goal of mine. When I was an athlete, like, I had goals that I need to hit as a swimmer, right? So I hit all those goals, and I was like, okay, what's next? Life got kind of boring. Got military goals, that's done. Then ran into business. I was like, I really want to get this. And as you know, like, for me, just tell me that I can't do something and watch it happen.
Right.
And then we talked about this a little bit yesterday at the gym. So I got married. In January.
Okay. Okay.
So I got married in January, and I was like, well, cool. Now it's a family that's got to grow. Like, things got to happen, and people got to look up to me. Like, now I have more responsibilities. I really have to lock in. I got to be the man that says, I'm going to do this, and generally does it. Not the man that says, I'm going to do this, and then watch me fall apart. So I'm really not the leader of this family, or like the group, or whatsoever. So I locked in. That's it. Just decided in January that I want to lock in, and it took me a couple months to actually like get to you. But like, I want to make the decision. Because even when I was talking to my business partner, Anthony, out in Austin.
Yep.
I was like, just do it. Get the coach, man. I'm like, I don't know. So I had to sit down, decide exactly what I want. And that's when to make that decision, it took me 5 minutes.
Right.
But I went through all those thoughts for maybe 3 months before I texted you. I was like,
analysis
hey.
by paralysis.
Yeah. So to make the decision, it only takes 5 minutes to make the decision. And look, like, only if I had made the decision back in January, what could have happened?
Right.
Like, a lot of things could have happened. So people, a lot of times, they think that they're lacking the knowledge. It's really not the knowledge that you're lacking, but it's the decision that could switch everything like this. You make a decision, it could switch everything like this. And you say it all the time, like, fall sooner. You will make the mistakes. Oh, sorry. I want to touch base on a really good point. When I say, just tell me I can't do something and watch me do it?
Yeah.
You can go back to what we recorded last year. There's a clip on Instagram, and you said, what's stopping him is fear. And I was like, fuck this guy, man. He's telling me I'm scared of, like, just jumping, And I was like, just watch. I'm going to get back to him. I'm going to tell him, look, I want to do this. I, like, fully want to do this. You told me I'm scared. But I want to show you, like, just to prove a point, I'm not scared. I'm genuinely not scared, and I will jump in. Just tell me that I can't do it, and watch it happen. So that's what really triggered it.
Good. Well, that's good. I'm happy that kind of triggered you to get the ball rolling. And then also having that family, having that family and kind of making that decision, like, hey, you got people to support to support now, and you've got a lot of responsibilities, and that's really good for you. Now moving forward, talking about marketing and, moving that ball forward, I was telling you earlier, like, marketing and sales and everything like that really catapulted my business to that next level. Now, when I think about it, everybody can have a really strong operation. Everybody can have, the best service, but without marketing, if you don't have really strong marketing, then, nobody's going to know about you.
Yeah.
right? So, what were some of the things that you wanted to talk about and break down with marketing? Like,
So marketing strategies, and we asked him like, hey, what are your marketing strategies?
yeah,
And when I don't know if you remember, but when I said Craigslist the first time, you laughed at me. I was like, what? Like, who does that anymore, right?
yeah,
So that's again, which clicked. I was like, well, I guess I gotta grow on Google. So
right,
we grew a little bit, like a lot on Google. Like out of like within 1 year, we had probably collected over 200 reviews. And I was like, I'm coming after everybody in San Diego specifically. Whoever's got a 5-star rating, I'm gonna come after them.
right,
I'm only one company down. I'm only one company down that I still have to chase. The only one. Everybody else that I've chased, and I was probably like number 17 when I get to that. So marketing, organically we do Google, a little bit on Yelp. We talked about that, and then Craigslist is still bringing in some money, which is good. That's literally it.
mm-hmm.
So the reason why we really have not dialed in fully on marketing, because what we just talked about is being a perfectionist. Like I want to show up with a good image, and that's the reason why I never spent a single dollar out of Google,
Mm-hmm.
even with Google being over 48% of our business.
Yep, we
It's
looked
like,
at that earlier.
yeah, like 48% of the
Yeah,
business
50%.
we spend zero. But we do a lot of back end work, which is collecting all those reviews. Like I'm not leaving a site until I collect a review, like a 5-star rating, right? So and I wanted to put a face, and I wanted to put a good face out there. I don't want it to just like throw some some money, and then just like run some numbers, and people looking at your company just looking like your average movers.
Yeah.
We're not your average movers, right? So I wanted to put a good image out there. I wanted to show up with the colors. I wanted to show up with the shirts. I wanted to show up with the branding. So once we full launch like strong. Like who are these people? Like I wanted to give that impression of like, oh my God, who are these people? Where did they come from? And when we're not born yesterday, like we do a lot of work for you to just have that overnight success, right?
Right, right.
So that's what we do marketing wise.
Good. And I was telling you earlier about my marketing. When I was going over those numbers in the revenue, the first couple of years I was paying a lot of money for marketing, but I was also charging really low, right? And then my business made a huge change in 22, 23, and 24 because I had a change, right? Mm-hmm. I couldn't keep getting these cheap customers. I couldn't keep, getting cheap labor. I needed to have really good labor, pay them a higher salary, and then in order to pay them a higher salary, I needed to raise my rates. And like now kind of looking back at it and like breaking everything down, it had to do with two referral sources, which was realtors and interior designers. And like now that I think about it, my campaigns, the email campaigns, and the in reality, it was really the email campaigns that really like catapulted my business to like that next level, because like everybody, even in Arizona now, everybody knows my company because of my emails and my text messages and my voicemail drops. So I think what it really came down to was when I got the email list of every single real estate agent in California and in Arizona, I was able to reach them. So instead of being one-to-one with a lot of people try to build relationships with realtors, we do it one-to-many, right?
Yes.
It's like, it's my company to thousands of realtors instead of like sitting down and everybody says build relationships with the realtors. That's all good, but you want to touch every single realtor first. And then once they refer you business, then you can go ahead and then build that relationship with them. So right now, we're getting a lot of real estate referrals, but then after, what we're doing is we're putting it on the back end where we're having our business development rep, build that relationship with them. But I think the main things that really took my business to the next level was my realtor affiliate campaign. That was number one. Giving them that gift card and then giving their clients a discount. My email campaign where I'm sending out emails from MailChimp, right? And then also dropping an SMS text message to all of them. Yep. And then running Facebook ads. And I was putting all the realtors' emails and doing a lookalike audience to all the realtors. So I had all the realtors on Facebook, and then an ad of my face would pop up, and then everybody would be able to see me.
Are you still doing that?
Not anymore. But so like, if you think about it, we're hitting the realtors at so many touch points. We're hitting them at text messages. We're hitting them at voicemails. We're hitting them on emails. We're hitting them on Facebook ads,
social media,
cold DMs, everywhere. So like everywhere and anywhere there was an opportunity to touch them, we would touch them. it's gone, like you were talking to Emma outside where she was like, yeah, some people have like a negative feedback because, but I'm like, fuck them, it really, it is. It's really like fuck them because it's like, okay, you're not the customer I want to deal with, right?
Yeah.
We've gotten so much more positive feedback
Yeah.
than the negative, where it's like, damn, you guys market so much, like I have to use you guys
Yeah.
because you guys are top of mind every single time, and you guys will not stop bugging me until I give you guys business. And I'm like, cool, perfect,
That's
and
what I want.
that's what I want.
Yeah.
Right. And then you build a relationship with them after, and then it's just like, cool, after, then like they give you more and more referrals. So like something that really broke down to me was when I did some quick numbers, right? I said, how many real estate agents are in the Bay Area? Um, when I did the math, it was something like, 10 to 15,000, depend. I don't know how much it is now, but the average realtor, sells anywhere from, I think it was like 4 to 7 houses a year.
Okay.
Right? And then if you do some quick numbers, if there's 10,000 realtors and then all of them are, you reach out to them, let's just say you even reach out to half of them. So you get 5,000, every single one of them is selling, let's just say average of five houses,
minimum,
right?
yeah.
And then, you do, they refer you all those five, but let's just say you close two at 50%. So two times two, and then, there's an average move size of about 3,000. So every single realtor is referring you $6,000 of business in a year that you have out of that 5,000, right? So if
That's
you do
$300,000.
no, that's
$3 million.
That's $3 million.
That's $3 million.
That's $3 million.
Oh my God.
That's $3 million
Yeah.
just from real estate agents, and that's half of them, right? And that's not even that's at a very small level. If you're at a high level, and you make more relationships, and you're closing at a higher level, and you're dealing with the top end real estate agents, and the average move size is higher,
Yeah.
how much more business can that give you?
I have a question. So when you are building these relationships, right? A lot of people think about building a relationship on a personal level, meaning like, hey, it's got to be Steve, the owner of Clutch Moving, talking directly to this specific realtor. How important would that be compared to just you guys doing what you're doing right now? If I'm
I mean, that's not scalable, right? It's not necessarily scalable. And
Yeah.
like when I think about it, the reason why people still use me and still know me as the face of the company is because of the brand that we've built. I'm very active on social media. I'm more so active on the business social media, and then like in all of the emails, all of the copy. My name is associated with a lot of that copy still that's being sent out. It's like your favorite mover, aka Mr. Clutch, and there's a picture of myself, right? Um, you know, and then there's still like when I send out the text messages, there's still some of my name in there. To an extent, I don't have it. I don't want everybody to think it's me because I have a team behind me. But I lead. I'm at the front of the pack where I'm leading, and like people know my brand. And then like on my copy, there's my YouTube, there's my Instagram, there's like so many things about me. And like it's not just about the offer and everything like that you're sending over to them, because they're going to touch all of your social media platforms and they're going to take a look at who you are behind the scenes. So my Instagram looks good. My other business Instagram looks good. My YouTube looks good. Oh, this guy and his company, they look reputable. Let me go ahead and refer out my client. So before they're actually referring out your client, just know they're doing research on you beforehand. So like, I think the reason why my thing works so much and so well is because like even the foundation that is behind the actual company is good too, right?
Yeah, 100%. I 100% agree. So you can still kind of like build a personable experience, but through your team as well. It doesn't
Correct.
have to be just you. Like same what Emma is doing right now. She's going out there putting like, the name out there with all these like realtors, and then from there you guys get their information, and then you can send out the emails. So like you are always on top of the list every single week, so they never forget about you. Just like you guys are coming up on my feed all the time. I feel like I have to use you, like
Yeah. And it's like, realtors are so busy, and like to stay top of mind with them and their clients is important, because like how many times have like you needed something and it's like, okay, you may have a like even with BNI, right? Even with BNI, like BNI is like a business where people refer each other. Where it's like, okay, if I need something, and if it's not top of mind, like I'm just gonna try to go out and get it. But if I know somebody that has it, and like they're part of the community or something, I'm just gonna refer it out to them,
Exactly.
right? So. That's how I look at it, and there's so many real estate agents here in the Bay Area where it's like, cool, like let me just keep going, and let me just keep reaching out, and eventually they'll use us. And I don't know too many people that's really done it to my scale and the capacity that we've been doing it. Like I've actually given this to two people. You actually know one of them, which his name was Greg, from Houston.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Graceful Movers.
Graceful Movers.
He actually took the campaign, and he said that it's really changed his business and changed his life. Even this guy from Canada. Yep. Yeg Movers and Tony. I gave him like the campaign, and he used it, blew it up, and it's like a cheat code. I say
That's
basically
the secret sauce. I want the campaign
yeah,
too.
it essentially prints money.
Yeah.
Like it prints money, and it's consistent, and it's going to keep continuing to grow. And then with that, then we supplement everything else. We supplement our business development. We supplement we're doing our rebrand, and we're going to be doing a whole bunch of other stuff like billboards and our trucks and everything like that. So all of that is we're trying to create an ecosystem, with an ecosystem where it's like, we're so big in the Bay Area, all the way from like a run club to like all types of stuff. We're like, they are the hometown dominator, kind of like what A Piece of Cake did in New York.
That's quite the vision. I love it so much. You dream so big.
Yeah.
You dream so big, and I love it. It's awesome. It's awesome. So much inspiration coming from it. So getting down to like after we talked about sales, and that's definitely the core of your business. It's your sales. Like if people are sending like leads your way and you can't close, then your system is broken. So you want to go back to the core and then fix that part, right? And then obviously two main things: sales and on marketing.
Yeah, marketing.
You want the phone to ring, and you want somebody to close the jobs. As simple as that, right?
Correct. Marketing comes first. Sales comes second.
And you can scale that, and that you have to have systems for that, because you can scale a system, or you're gonna have to scale chaos, whatever. It's totally up to you.
That is correct.
Yeah. So you're scaling. It's one of them is happening. It's either scaling systems and you're growing and you're learning and you're making more money,
100%.
or you are scaling chaos and you're losing it and you're probably gonna like go bankrupt.
Exactly.
But the decision is up to you. So either
Right.
you create it, take some time, create the foundation, scale the system, or do nothing about it, just like as I did over the last year, and scale chaos and scale like stress. And I would not recommend that to anybody like at all. So business development, that's great. We did talk about all that stuff with Emma and what she would go out do out there. So strategy on that. A little get into it like straight up with the business development. She would go out there. She would make all the relationships. She would get all the contacts.
Uh-huh.
She would get all the phone numbers. She would come back, send them text like, "Hey, it was great meeting with you." And then what would she do with the emails? Emails being taken, and then they are sent to.
They're taken. They're being sent back. Well, the thing is, a lot of them already probably have their emails into our campaign or our funnel already. But she's still sending it over to our back end team to just add it in there. Maybe just in case they unsubscribed.
I was like, "Hello, you're back."
Yeah, like hello, you're back. But we just follow up with them and we nurture.
Nurturing emails.
Yeah, we nurture.
Emails.
So like we have like so many different subsets of how many emails that we're sending out. Like we have an audience, but in that audience we may have 3 different campaigns where it's like offer, value, and then after the value it's like lunch and learn.
Okay.
So there's so many, like we have about 14, maybe like 20 or 30,000 people in our whole database, and we're probably sending out maybe 500,000 emails a month. So that means that we're sending out consistently a certain amount every single week.
What would you recommend? How many people you should be talking to, like sending emails to, and how often?
You should be sending an
email. If you're getting started, let's just say your first month starting doing this.
Yeah, you should be sending out an email every single week. In my opinion, just to make sure that cadence is good. So you're just sending out, and like just for them to stay top of mind. And then like every single time that we do have a person that unsubscribes or whatnot, it's like cool. They're filtering out our our emails. So they're the people that we don't want to send this
Huh.
email to. So it's been good. It's been one of our highest ROIs because of, you're paying like $2,000, a month on emails, and I'm really just getting revenue of, man, like, a couple hundred, like 150,000 off of $2,000.
Okay. Okay. And when did you start doing the emails? Because I know first of all, I started with the BNRs.
2020, probably end of 2022. We were sending out cold emails first. So like we're
Manually typing them.
no, we're buying domains, and we were sending out cold emails from like a Gmail account where it'd be like, Steven at clutchmovingcompany.net, Steven at clutchmovingcompany.io, and we were sending out emails, cold emails. It looked like it was coming actually from me, but it was coming from a regular domain. And we were just sending out tons of it, and it looked like it was coming from Clutch Moving. It was coming from us, but it's coming from a different domain, so our main domain didn't get burnt, right? So
Okay.
we were doing that, but we seen success, but then like we started to see success more when it came to Mailchimp, right? And then with Mailchimp, we were able to send one to many.
And when did you start that?
We started that in like 23.
23.
We went with cold email first because remember I met the marketing guy in my BNI. We went with cold email first, and then we transformed that into
What's the difference?
cold email. So cold email is like a regular. So in your email on what is it called on Google?
Yeah.
That's it's like sending an email directly from there.
Okay. That's
Mail-
called email.
Yeah. Mailchimp, you have a platform, a system where you manage everything from there. And then like when you're sending out an email, you can create templates on how you want that, put together. Like you can have it look like with an offer that goes into a landing page, and then, it can go
Kind of like a landing page,
correct. But
like a funnel.
it is a funnel. Yeah. So like, on Mailchimp, we've created the funnel where it's like, top of the top of the email is the top of funnel, and then the middle, when they go through the email, it has a funnel where you go onto a landing page, and then when it goes onto a landing page, the customer enters their information, and then you capture that information because you had that offer of $250 off, and then that offer, that information gets sent over to our email, and then
So
our salesperson reaches out to them, and then after they reach out to them, we book a move from there. And like, but now since we capture their information, we can remarket to them again. But we already had all their emails anyway, so we're just, we're just spinning it.
so for Mailchimp, who creates those campaigns? Because how often do you have to send the campaigns? You said like once a week, twice a week,
We're sending the campaigns with realtors at least 3 times a week.
3 times a week. Okay, so obviously it can't be the same email that you guys are sending.
No,
So who writes these? Because like I feel like that's quite a bit of work that you would have to write like different emails like every week.
ChatGPT.
So you got Rachel.
Rachel.
Rachel goes to ChatGPT, talks about it, it's like, oh, this is what we're doing.
Yep.
This is our goal. This is our target.
It's
Let's create a campaign. Is that,
Yep. It really
that
goes
the
like
prompt?
this. Like the prompt is give me a opening email hook that is fun and edgy, that will resonate with realtors. Give the hook, and then you get the body. Create the body. Put all of whatever you want to put in there, and then you have your offer, call to action, and then you send it.
Okay, so you did tell me out of the MLS. That's how you get all the
MLS. That's correct.
MLS. That's how you get all the emails.
Correct.
If I were to start this, let's just say next week.
Yep.
Fuck Yelp. Okay.
Yep. I guarantee you, if you were to start this next week,
Yeah.
you would get at least $5,000 to $10,000 in that first.
Month.
You probably get in that first week.
First week.
I think so.
Okay. So what have you done? What have you been doing Yelp? We should have not done Yelp like over the last 2 weeks and just gone straight to it.
Here's the reason why that I didn't want to give you that too soon was because that relationship that you're building with the realtors, if you didn't have that built out and your sales process dialed in, you're gonna burn the relationships and the leads with the realtors.
Okay, so how would you go about it then? It's like if
I would do it.
too soon still?
I would no. You could do it now. Now that you
Okay.
understand where everything is going, I would start off at a smaller scale, but make sure that you have that sales process and everything put together. Like when you were telling me earlier, you had your guy talking about this. You're talking about add this, add this, add this, add this. If you had that with a realtor, that wouldn't fly. at all. So like
What is the? Sorry, I wanna.
like when you're telling me earlier when you said you had your salesperson like add this, add that, add 5,000 50 bucks here. Like if you don't have that process down yet, you're just going to end up burning a relationship with the realtor. And with
Yeah.
realtors, their job sizes are 5 10 5 10,000. I mean, like can be 5 ten
Yeah.
thousand all the way up there. So like if you don't have your foundation down, I wouldn't want you to burn your relationships yet with the realtors.
Because there are only so many of them.
I mean, there's a lot of them, but still, though, like and you're a newer company, and it's like
Yeah.
you want to be able to speak to them accordingly, chat with them accordingly. Not saying that you don't, but I'm saying like as far as like the process of the business, the reason why they pay top dollar is because they know that another business individual is going to be handling their stuff with care or their client stuff with care at the end
Yeah.
of the day.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think we're just gonna go over a little bit this week out of all the notes that we took yesterday. I was like, hey, you told me just whatever reason you had, it has to be on a sheet for him because otherwise he can't read my brain, right? So this week the goal is to have everything down on a sheet, give it to him. It's like this is your little Bible for you.
Bible, we call it the sales Bible.
Yep, sales Bible. This is your sales Bible for you. This is how you're gonna go about everything. Like do a lot of like play roles this week. Role plays this week, like make sure he's good with everything that he's doing, and I think once that's dialed in, then you could possibly start creating those campaigns, right?
Yep,
just maybe do like twice a week.
You could do twice a week. Just do it once. Like the first couple of emails, it could just be an introduction to you, to all the realtors about you, and then just dial it in from there. I promise you'll get some responses.
So, because I'm not very familiar with the Mailchimp, right? Do you add like so what does it look like? Like a picture on the email, or like what does that look like?
It's a picture on the email. It's a front facing picture on the email, maybe a view in the company, and then maybe just information about the company.
You will send me some of this.
I'll send it to you.
Yeah, I want to see what your emails are looking like. If it's you, if it's the trucks, if it's the movers, like what that looks like. And I'm pretty sure you've been tracking all those numbers and see which one does better than others. Right?
Yes, we take a look at open rate, click rate, what they click on. Yeah, we look at all that.
Wonderful. Okay, Data, always data,
Always data.
numbers,
Always
numbers,
data.
numbers.
Data, I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, there's going to be intuition, but data is going to support your decisions at the end of the day.
Yep. Okay. So, yep, definitely. So, in a couple of weeks, I think it's going to be added to the roadmap. Make sure once we have the brand manual coming up, hopefully it's upcoming week.
Yep.
We are on the work for that. So, once that comes out, I think we're going to have all our cool stuff. The mailing, when I was talking to Maddie. You want to talk about that a little bit? Matt
Mailers?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Matt Mailers. So his mailers, right? And I'm not saying I'm not promoting him or anything like that, but in Arizona, they have crushed it in Arizona. I mean, maybe this last month I haven't had as many leads, maybe because of the housing market and so many things that have been happening, but like in April, May, and even like a little bit of March, they did really well for me. Really, really well. But I also know that the market is totally different in Arizona versus here in San Francisco. Yeah. When I mailed in San Francisco, it didn't work.
At all.
Here's the reason why that I know that they didn't work, because I know that there's like 10, 20 other moving companies that are using that same exact mailing. And like I'm competing against with 10 to 15 other moving companies that, are sending the same mail, maybe having the same offer, and having cheaper rates. And I'm like, why would I do that, when my email campaign crushes it, right? But in Arizona, in Tucson, I don't have too much competition.
Okay.
So it does well. It's handwritten.
Markets.
Yeah, every market's a little bit different. I can't say where it works or where it doesn't work. But what I can say is that if there's not a lot of people that's doing it, you're going to have, less competition to go against.
Yeah. So I definitely heard great things about that. And that's something that we're also adding on the roadmap, hopefully within the next month. Just really waiting for the brand manual to come up here because, again, perfectionist, right? Like coming in and saying, I got to like put in a good face like from the get-go. So once we have that coming in, because I don't want to be showing like different colors and different logos every single time. Once we have that one thing that we're going to decide, I was like, okay, cool, we're not changing this for the next 5 years. This is what we're doing. So I think everything is going to go through that.
I mean, I actually kind of, I'm kind of different when it comes to perfecting everything, because I'm just go do it, execute it, fail sooner so you can learn faster, right? And I'm just like, even if it's not perfect, like when I do something, I'm like, all right, I know it's not perfect, but let's see what are these little tweaks and improvements that I can make to make it almost perfect. So I mean, that's my perspective when it comes to things like that.
100%. Okay, yeah. So really good stuff.
What else? I mean, all these questions, everything like that. What is something that you thought you knew but you didn't know, about coming into moving and also maybe coming here before?
Coming into moving, what I
Or
thought I knew.
yeah, no, but like coming here like the last day or two, and what was like besides those three things, what were some other things like kind of meeting my team and understanding some of the stuff and like looking at the day to day, like what have you seen or witnessed or something that stood out to you?
The business is legit,
Yeah.
and it doesn't only take one person.
Yeah.
That's what it really stood out the most. Like, you have to delegate. Like, if you really want to grow, as we've been talking about, you have to delegate. You have to build a team that you can trust, and you have to pass that culture to them exactly like the way you did it. And then you realize, like, oh, they had the wrong culture. I had to let everybody go and then bring people back up. More people, new people, that people that can like just guide us through the goal. Mainly, it takes work.
It takes work.
There's no shortcuts. Shortcuts is showing up every day. You might miss your lucky day.
Yep.
If you don't show up, people get lucky because
Yep.
they show up every day. You got lucky because you do this every day.
Right.
And a bunch of other people out there, they get unlucky because they want to take the shortcuts. There's no such thing. To me, the biggest shortcut is to actually show up and do the work day in and day out. There's no other shortcuts in my opinion. There's none. Execution is big.
Yep.
Like, the knowledge is already out there as we've spoken. It's like, hey, how much secrets do you want to give on this or that? You're like, dude, I already give what I know. There's little things here and there, but people don't know how to execute. People generally don't know how to execute. And I really think like having somebody that has done it, that could show you that's
goes a long way.
That is your biggest shortcut. It's just go to somebody you're here. You don't know it all. I can assure you don't know it all.
Yep.
Somebody is right here. You're not going to talk to them and tell them, what is it they're even going to show me?
Yep.
They're here. You are here. But your goal is to be right here.
Yep.
Before you get to this, you have to get to this point.
Right.
So listen to this first.
Yep.
Get to that. And then once you surpass this, then look for the next level.
Yep.
And then go to that person until whatever you get and whatever your goal is. Because a lot of people just look at somebody who's not. You want to make $15 million. And you're like, oh, I'm not going to go talk to that guy. He's making $4 million. Bro, you're making $300,000.
Yep.
It comes like some people are cocky. Some people know it all. And I think you really have to keep your head small. You have to listen. Get somebody that can guide you through it. I think it's huge. It's huge on how much you can do. Do not be cheap on education.
Yep.
I'm serious. I have postponed this for the longest time. Do not be cheap on education. I'm stoked for next month.
Yep.
I really want to see you there.
Yep.
What's happening next month?
We're going to Alex Formosi's workshop.
Yep.
I'm actually super stoked about that to really break down my business even more. And and also be around people that are crushing it, that are really crushing it and really taking their business to the next level. It's always good to network with like-minded people. And I think even the week before that, I'm going to Toronto to see another moving company owner TM was doing like $30 to $40 million, a year. And I'm like, shit, I want to get there. So
10x.
Yeah, 10x. So it's like, what do I got to do? I just want to be around, people that are doing it, because I know that one day I'll be there, and I'll pay it back, or also kind of just doing all the things with you as well too. So it's like he does the same thing where it's like he's very genuine with everything like that. So it's only right for me to just kind of do it the same exact way.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. It's honestly like whatever somebody who's just like getting started, let's say the first, second year, because I'm sure like everybody that's watching you, it's not everybody who's like $2-3 million companies.
Right.
I can almost guarantee you that.
100%.
Like, there's a lot of people, just like when I was watching you the first time, I was like, bro, we're making like $200,000. These guys are making like $2 million. Oh my God, you know what I mean? So there's a bunch of people out there that are not even hitting those numbers, and there's people that are averaging like $20,000 a month. There's people that are averaging even $10,000 a month, and they want to like learn all that. My biggest advice to that is just get somebody. If you're making 20,000, get somebody that's making 60. When you go to them, tell them, hey, how are you making 60? I really want to know how to make 60. How much each? I'll pay you like some, give me some information. Like if you can guide me through it 1 month, 2 months, whatever. Like whatever you think you need with that person, like 3 months. Like, hey, can we go with the next 3 months? Show me how I can get to that. Get to that. And again, if your dream is to get to 1 million, then go find the person that works to make 1 million. And then from there to 2 million, 3 million. But you're not going to skip steps. You're definitely not going to skip steps. If you're thinking you can do that, I think you're mistaken in my opinion. I really postponed this for the longest time, and I'm so glad. Like, we're doing this, and invest in education. Like number one that you gotta be investing in is, I think it's yourself. Because the most important things to you in yourself is actually yourself. A little unrelated, but it starts with health, right? Health is the most important things to you, and I get really passionate when I talk about this. I'm like why aren't you taking care of yourself? I can't trust you because like if you're not taking care of yourself and you are the most important things to you, like why would I trust you to take care of me or my business?
Right.
You know, so it starts with somebody taking care of the most important things to them. It's not selfish, it's actually selfless, because when you take care of you, you can take care of other stuff. So big thing, health.
That's true. I mean, I think me and you both do. You know, even though you kicked my ass in the workout the other day, like you know, fitness and it coincides with business because the discipline that you have to do to stay in shape, just to stay on top and be mindful of everything. It's like you're mindful of yourself. You're mindful of being healthy. You know, you're also mindful about your business. So, you know, anybody that takes health seriously is important.
It's extremely important. And on another note is what we spoke about yesterday is somebody will teach you something in life. Like you always have to keep your head small. It doesn't matter what. As I mentioned yesterday, like to me, success is all areas of life. It is not just business. It's not just family. It has to include everything. Yes, it does start with business. It does start with health, but also like business, family, relationships. To me, that's where success aligns. When you can like kick ass in all those areas. Like just being successful in one area and then like really failing on the rest.
Yep.
To me, that's not success. It's not somebody that I want to look up to, and it's not somebody that I want to be like. So I'm gonna go look for somebody who's got them all.
Yep.
Or what I could also do, I can go to somebody who's crushing it in this area, go to another person who's crushing it from this other area, and it's totally okay to have like different mentors on like a bunch of like on all areas of life. It doesn't have to be all in one person, and you know what's important to you. You see, hey, like health is the most important things to me. Sure, go crush on there. Business is the most important to me, but just know that you will learn something from somebody. It's not just because you are making like some extra money, you are better than this person and you can't learn anything from them. Just believe me, you will learn something from them. And I always like to keep my head small, you know, and just drop the cockiness. It's really not taking it anywhere. When I knew it all, when I thought I knew it all, like it didn't take me anywhere. I was like, I gotta pause. I don't know anything. Like I want to relearn all of this. And then the moment when I decided to do that and take that route of like, I don't know anything, I want to keep my head small, please feed me good stuff. Put good stuff in my brain, things changed.
Right.
Things changed.
I love it. Now, I mean, you know, on another note, you know, kind of just ending it here, what's one thing that, you know, if somebody was to start off, you know, in the moving industry, what's one advice that you'd give to them?
Jump.
It's
big. It's big. Jump. Literally just jump. You will never be ready. Like if you wait until you're ready, you will never be ready ever. You have to jump. Can't be perfectionist, right? Like, do what you like. Literally jump exactly how the way you do it, the way you've always done it. Just jump.
Yep.
Like do it scared. Do it not ready. Like just do it regardless. You know. And he told me last year, like, dude, you called me out. Like this guy, he's scared. He's afraid of failing. You know. You said that, and I'm like, shit. Like I gotta jump, and that's it. Jump.
There you go.
Jump. And if you're really just getting started, find somebody who's making $5,000. Go to them, you know. Go to the next person, 10,000. If you know, like, we're not making that much, but you say come to me before you come to Steve. But yeah, man, just jump, ask, keep your head small. You don't know everything. You really don't know. I don't know everything. You don't know everything. Nobody knows everything. Learn a little bit, but jump. Like, just, you're not gonna be ready, ever.
Right. All right. Just jump.
Just jump. Just like you jumped yesterday on that workout.
Just jump. All right, guys. There you have it. Nas with Flex Dolly coming live from you from San Diego. See you on the next one.
Yep. It's been a pleasure, man. It's really been a pleasure. It's great. It's